This is the limestone lowdown. Hear the sound when you lie through the issues all around. From every corner, let's make it clear. The change we need is starting here.
Hi everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Limestone Lowdown. Today we have a special guest, Mr. Scott Claxton. I met him while out on the campaign trail, matter of fact. So we just started talking, and it's crazy hearing everything that I felt, somebody else felt, and this is, coming from somebody that's lived here their entire life and has seen this community go from sleepy little town to on the cusp of being a bustling metropolis now.
The fastest growing city in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Mr. Scott, if you'd like to introduce yourself and...
Well, first of all, I appreciate you having me. Like you said, I've lived here all my life. Proud to say my dad worked for the City of Athens Fire Department for almost 30 years. He retired as assistant fire chief, and the fire department's still a backbone of me. I care about it a lot. I hate to even see what it's gotten to be today. It's hard to see not getting trucks like we need to get. I know we gotten 2 new trucks, but we need more. The city is growing so fast. It's like y'all said, we're the fastest growing city in North Alabama and Alabama. You got to have aerial trucks to get to the place, and I think Chief Ham is doing a wonderful job. But I think the city council needs to set aside a budget, like me was talking about, for each department, where we can get more fire trucks in here, get more people hired, and get them trained before, and get a new fire station.
Well, that's kind of what our kind of thought was. If he could make his own decisions outside of the city council, it could be, like you're saying, he wouldn't have to come and beg for fire trucks.
Because it doesn't ever get put on the agenda.
No.
The mayor sets the agenda. So if the mayor doesn't see it as an issue, then it's never going to get to
Because the other day, it was, maybe a month ago, remember, we thought it was a 16 model fire truck, but it was a 16-foot ladder truck, or
No, 95.
95.
We thought it was
we thought it was a 95 model truck, but it was a 95 foot.
But then he was like, it's a 2003, and we're like, that doesn't make
And I asked the question, I'm like, what's the lifespan of a fire truck? And he said, 10 to 12 years?
And it's
like,
nearly
goodness.
20-year-old
And so,
truck.
and they're trying to fix that. So it's like,
The aerial truck that they had bought in 2010, I think Cliff Christopher is still a fire chief. It needed update lights on it. I think there's other problems with it, but that's like a 100-foot platform truck. I may be wrong, but you got a big truck like that. We need that. I'm thankful for Brindley Mountain Fire Department apparatus over there. They've been real good at Athens Fire Department when we need trucks. But we shouldn't have to do that. We need a truck now.
and I believe you were saying something specifically with all the growth with the taller apartments.
Yes.
That just the regular fire trucks won't work. That they need even taller.
You need to get an aerial truck like a 95 or 100-foot platform truck where you can get up there and get over there. It can be a platform. It could be a aerial truck with a snorkel on it where they can actually get the guys up there where they can put the fire out.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm guessing by you saying that not every truck is an aero truck like that equipped.
You got your pumpers, which the city of Athens was canceling all the. James Ham did get 2 new pumpers for Station 2 and Station 3. We just got to get more trucks out here. The city is growing quick.
Well, I guess what we're saying is a fire truck is not just a fire truck.
Right.
There's specialized,
Yeah.
and then like you're saying with the growth, you need this even more specialized truck to handle all the different stuff.
Just like the apartments out here beside Logan's. So if you got a fire, it starts at that top of that apartment out there. You can't fight it from down there. You need an aerial truck to get up there to get that.
Makes perfect
Oh, yeah,
sense.
because those are
yes.
4 and 5 stories. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
you need an aerial truck to get up there, get the water in there, and maybe even try to save it if you can get it up there. But if you fight it, you can't just fight it from the ground. It just
What about, so the 2 fire trucks that we have on order, one's supposed to be delivered this year, those are basically us just playing catch up. That's
Yes.
not even that's not even preparing for the new growth that's coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Because we're at a deficit, because we have one that we're renting right now, or two that we're renting right now, and then we have the two that are on order. So, and then, but that's where it
And
goes
then-
back to they need to have their own pot of money to be able to order these and not have to ask the mayor for money, not have to get city council approval, because it takes 3 years to get these trucks
Yes.
ordered.
Yeah. There was the plans, and I don't know if it still is, of putting Station 4 out here by the park out here. That's where they
Oh, like
planned
the
to put.
recreation center?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know if that was still in the works or not, but I know they've been plans to put another fire station here in town. 'Cause
Now, is that just for the growth, or is that just to play catch up with what we
Yes.
have now? That's not even factoring in
Projecting the new
the
10,000 people coming.
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we've said too. Like, okay, so we didn't know about that, so that's good that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
But I think we also need to plan for the the 10, 20,000 extra people, the 7,500, 90. It keeps changing. It's crazy. It keeps changing every
Well, it's like
city
nine-
council. The
well,
number.
It's like 9,000. Was it like 9,000 houses?
Mhm.
And then
Then-
to potentially the next 10 to 20 years, 20,000 more people.
Yeah, another thing, you also gotta have the personnel. You gotta have firefighters. You just can't be short of firefighters, because if you do, then that's gonna put a strain on you, you know, it just, you never know what's gonna happen.
Well, that's kind of what we've heard too, that the firefighters, we looked at the budget and they had $600,000 worth of overtime. So it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Are we, the people we do have, are we like overusing them?
Yes.
You know, are we running short? I mean, are we playing with, I hate to say fire, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are we, like, what's going on?
Yeah. You know, and, I think each department should have, like me and you was talking about, have their own budget. And another thing, it bothers me, and I've said this several times, and I know there's some people out here, we even got an old fire truck here in Athens, a 1935 first fire truck. My dad worked on that fire truck, and a lot of other guys did, but the city don't want to fix it up. I see that a problem as part of Athens history.
Absolutely.
That truck could be fixed up, put in the fire station. It could be put for parades.
I was gonna say we could have that in the Christmas parade.
We-
Yeah,
Mardi Gras
absolutely.
parade.
When I was growing up, that was part of it. It was in front of a fire truck all the time at Christmas.
There you
parade.
go.
When my dad died, that was called the last call. That's what we took my dad out on. And there's still some old firefighters still alive today that would like to be carried out. But the city's got to get a budget where we can fix it. I've mentioned that several times to city council. I mentioned it to the mayor. I even know 4 firefighters that's retired out of Birmingham that's got one of Athens' old trucks.
Yeah.
And they was willing to fix it up for us. But,
Yeah.
you know, again, we got to get on a budget with it, you know.
I wonder what something like that would cost to like restore it, and 'cause we don't have anywhere to store. We don't have anywhere to put it right now.
Well, that's what I'm
So-
saying. If you don't get the city backing, I guess it don't really matter if it gets restored or not, if it's
Yeah.
gonna sit somewhere and ruin again.
You could put it out Station 2. There's, you know, I don't know, there's 3 bays there. I know the ambulance is out there, but in the middle bay there, you could put it behind one of them trucks. That's when, you know, when it was up and running, we had it out here at the old Station 2 and had it in the little shed out there, and we got it out when we could, you know.
Yeah. Well, it also seems like that we spend a lot of resources on preserving the square and the businesses and stuff on the square. Now, I love the square. It's one of my favorite things. Like, I love all the activities on the square, so I'm not knocking it. But if that is part of our charm here, is the square, and we're going to put that much money into it, we should be able to put it into other things
Right.
too.
Well, the late Mignon Bowers, miss her every day. She told my dad and me one time that truck, the old first fire truck, should have been put in a glass and put somewhere where everybody can see it, where it be preserved and everything, because it was a beautiful thing. And I don't know why, but it needs to be fixed up. It's a beautiful truck.
Yeah.
I've rode on it plenty of times at Christmas parades. I've rode in the back of it. You know, it could be great for funerals.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but you know, that's what my dad's was, because, you know, you could put casket.
Well, I
in the
mean,
back
that's
of it.
like a special honor.
That
You,
is
you know what I mean?
special, yeah.
People that serve our community in first responder capacities, they deserve something like that.
Well, and especially
You know
like
what I
here
mean?
in Athens, like as fast as we're growing and as big as we are, I think, and you know, again, people act like that we're not from here. Like, we both graduated from Athens State, but we did not originally grow up here in Athens City. But we can appreciate the square and the small town feel, and I think that's why a lot of people want to move here. And a lot of people don't get those, you know, their last ride on things like that. That's not something that you hear in bigger towns. We have the ability to do that, and like you're saying, to honor those that serve our community.
And I think Chief Ham he's doing a wonderful job. He's doing a wonderful job. I know he's got his hands full. You know, you shouldn't have to go and say, hey, I need this and that. They should have allowed a budget for him to get equipment that he needs, because you don't just need fire trucks, but you got to have the apparatuses and all that stuff to perform.
Well, that stuff's not cheap. I'm sure he's got some sort of small budget, but it's not enough to cover a fire truck, or even those apparatuses. They have to go in front of this. It has to get
everything has to go.
The mayor has to approve it, going on the agenda, and then the council has to approve it. So it's not just like, hey, this broke, we need this fixed tomorrow. It's like a long process. Do you mind talking a little bit about this stuff on, was it Pine Street?
Yeah, you know, when I lived on Pine Street, we had a holding pond back there, and we had flooded real bad. I went to two city council, Joseph Cannon and Dana Henry, and both of them told me they was going to try to fix that. And nothing was done about it. You know, it really upset me that, you know, your city council is supposed to be there to help you out when you need something. You know, I was told I couldn't even hire nobody to dig back here because I would get in trouble because it was on city property.
Right.
But I had problems with water getting there, and I had eventually had to fix my crawl space because there was moisture from that.
kept coming.
Yeah, and you know, you don't, when you try to tell somebody you're going to do something, even before I even lived there, they told my dad they was going to come back and put gravel, dig it a little bit out deeper. The house below, right beside me on the left, had all kind of branches. It wouldn't dig, and I was like, okay, you know, you got to try to stop and try to take care of, you know, community. I went over the other day, the guy that bought the house. I was back there, and it still hasn't been cleaned. I don't know, but now
Still hasn't been.
No, cleaned out, dig
Wow.
out.
So this is a flooding issue. It's
Flooding
for
issue.
not just that house, but obviously,
The
I mean,
whole
you had the whole
houses.
houses, the community.
Well, we've met
And it's
someone
been
else
neglected.
that has mentioned that lives over there too. I think that amongst all of this, that we remember everybody, but I do remember somebody telling us about Pine Street. So that's why that story rings.
You see, when they started building them houses, they put dirt over there, and when it rained, I mean, the yard back there would just get like a pond. I mean, it was a mess. I could just walk back there and you just hear it slushing. You know.
Well, we've noticed several places if it rains, like just driving through the city, that there's standing water everywhere. So I think maybe even the city of Athens itself has a, you know,
It's
like
a drainage
issues.
You need to try to fix that, you know, because, you know, some of these places like off Fifth Avenue and all that over there, that's some old houses. It's, you know, old, and you need to try to fix it, you know.
Yeah.
Because we had to do that off of Washington Street, go down that whole street there, where in that area there, to fix all that right there. And, you know, to quit that flooding, and now I know where the old sanitation used to be, landfill, they're having that same problem, you know.
Strain Road.
Strain Road, you're still having
That's
that,
right.
you're still having that problem out there, but, you know.
And they're supposed to fix the drainage issue
Yes.
before they get to the sewage,
Yeah.
because it's not like. And I appreciate what the city's doing. They've gotten grant money, but it's not just like a one thing fix all, because we have to fix the drainage, and then we fix the sewage. Because if you don't relieve that pressure to alleviate the flooding, you're not gonna be able to fix the sewage issue.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's been one of our concerns with like dealing with council members is, it's almost like they're unapproachable. Not that they're not nice, not that they're not nice to you at city council meetings, but when you ask them questions, that's been one of our biggest things, is they're very unapproachable. They don't answer questions. They've not really, you know, unless it's something that they can give like rainbows and sunshine response to.
Yep.
They almost won't engage
The
with
city
you.
councilmen, women and men, they're supposed to work for the city. Bar none. Somebody comes to you and say, hey, I got a question. they need to stop what they're doing and talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I saw it when I was growing up with my dad working in the fire department. And, Robert Allen Tennant, one of the mayors, and Lakin Collins, one of the former mayors. Lakin said that's a 24/7 job for mayor and the city council. If somebody wants to answer something, that's what they're supposed to be doing there. And I don't see that no more. I don't have no problem with Harold Wells, and Chief Harper's done a fine job, and I know Harold's going to be missed. Harold's done a really good job for the city of Athens. But I'm really ready for a change.
Yeah.
Me and you have been talking about infrastructure. 72, and me and Danny have been talking about it. It's getting really bad. When you have to go the back roads to get to work.
I know. We were just saying it takes 30 minutes nearly to get to 65.
And that's also something that you have to plan ahead.
Right.
Because we're in the position we are now because we did not plan ahead.
Yes.
And then even if we started planning now, how long is it going to take to get ahead of the problem? So it's just a lot of, again, we understand everything is multifaceted. There's no easy answers, but to just not talk about it, to just ignore it is not an answer.
And we're just continuing to add businesses.
Exactly.
We're adding more apartments. We're adding more houses. We're putting more strain on our roads. Lindsay Lane is going to be horrible before long. That cut through to Buc-ee's. You've got all those new neighborhoods down Lindsay Lane, and it's a 2-lane road all the way down it. And where are you going to go to expand it? Because then you're going to go into people's yards that live off Lindsay Lane, because it was a residential neighborhood just 5 years ago. There was nothing out there.
And that's another thing. I'm all about the growth. I'm all about new businesses. Okay, well, let's quit for a minute putting everything out here on the east side. Let's come out here to the west on 72. I know we got a Jack's. We're supposed to get a food city, but there's a lot of stuff out there that you can bring on the west side. I know the interstates.
And that's our end of town. I'm over here put me a Target, put me a Walmart or something.
Let's do something on this west side of town. It would be legit. I'm hoping and still hoping that food city is going to come, because that'd be nice for a lot of people on that side of town. But there could be other things besides the Jack's, put another restaurant over there.
You're right, that is all we have.
Yes.
And then once the food city gets here, but even with that's all the way north on Elm Street.
Yes.
For us, it's kind of the opposite direction. It's still close by, but I would like to have something off 72, but that goes back to making sure 72 is prepared to take on that growth for those businesses, because we have the land out there.
Yes, there's plenty of space
to grow.
So you just want, and that luckily that's protected from Huntsville.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about Huntsville on that side. We have to worry about Huntsville on the east side, but luckily we don't have to worry about Huntsville on that side. So I think that's the perfect spot to start putting stuff. And
Let's also talk about where we're at right now. We're out here in this beautiful park under a nice pavilion, and me and you both are out here looking at all the park benches out here. Me and Danny was mentioning it, but look at the park benches out here.
they do look a little rough.
They look rough, and then you turn over here to the wood area where you walk. Would you feel safe if your kids were out here? No, I wouldn't. The pavilions need to be updated. There's no lights. There's 3 lights burning on us right now. But my problem is we go up here where the chicken plants used to be at, and we want to build another park when we can't even upgrade these here. I think we need to take that money and upgrade these parks here and make them nice, and forget about that up there.
Well, that's grant depending. I think that is, I don't know about the actual pavilions, because I don't remember, that may be part of it, but with the makeaway field, with the covered pickleball courts, but I don't know if there was anything about upgrading pavilions and everything else. And it's funny you mentioned that, something that happened at the city council meeting, that Amanda got up and said, okay, so it went from 7 million and now it's 17 million for this park, and what is the projected maintenance cost on that? They didn't have an answer for that. It's like, oh my God, I'm not going to put a stamp on something that I don't at least have some kind of ballpark for, what, we going to have to hire more city folks to take care of it? You don't know, chemicals to keep whatever, the water good and just all this other stuff. It's like, if we can't, it's something as simple as a projection of what it would be to upkeep it.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you spending $17 million if you don't have the,
Right.
all that factored in it? That was just kind of shocking.
Well, it's just like we're right behind you where you go down here in the woods here. I mean, it's upgrown. It don't look like it's been taken care of in years. I wouldn't want, if I was married, I wouldn't want my wife and kids to come down here because you don't know who could be down there.
Yeah,
Or what
especially
people-
especially as it gets dark.
Yeah, and
It'd be
then
easy to hide.
And the park benches out here. Who's going to come out here and have a picnic? And they say, man, city don't know how to take care of the park benches. This looks awful. I've never seen it like this in years.
See, since the make-a-way field is going here, are they just like letting
See,
us
that's
go?
what I was saying. I'm like, I don't remember anything about pavilion upgrades, or it was just pickleball, that field.
But that field's not small, so I'm
No.
wondering if they're, I
don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
We need to look into that.
Exactly, because like I say, these definitely need to be upgraded, and it's like you're saying, why
Well, the
would
middle school uses these pavilions during the day. I mean, they came out here for field day this year. So if you're going to put this make-a-way field here, you can't take away resources that the school uses too. So they can't be tearing them down. But like you're saying, they need to put a little bit of money into upgrading.
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
tying it back into what you asked at City Council about
Yeah.
we're going to spend $17 million on a park, and you can't even tell us what the maintenance is going to be.
Yeah.
And then you add that maintenance in, and then you have all the already established parks, and are they going to fall to the wayside because they're not the newest and latest and greatest anymore?
Well, then we essentially need basically a new aquatic center because our pool.
Yes.
know,
That's the big.
That's been a
the-
huge contention of the last few city council meetings. People are wanting an indoor pool, and it's like, well, we're spending $17 million on a splash pad, or like,
all-inclusive park, and then
all
that.
But it's like, I don't want to say I'd rather have had a pool because I agree. Like, I think that the splash pad is definitely useful, but when they talk about tax dollars, having that indoor pool, that brings, swim meets here. It brings food revenue, tax
Yes.
dollars, hotels.
And not only that, but the quality of life for, especially a lot
The
of the
older
older folks
people,
with
'cause
the
they-
aquatic, what do you call it? The aquatic, not Olympics.
Water aerobics.
Well, yes, all that.
Well, a lot of them aren't able to do like the machines because of the
Yes,
pressure on them.
that's
so
what
they
I'm
can't
saying.
do
So
the-
you got that too.
Yeah.
So it would literally be used
Yeah.
year round.
Yeah.
And we was going back to talking about fire truck and stuff. I think Big A doing a fantastic job at the police department. And like Danny said, we need to take care of our police departments. We need to take care of our fire trucks. We need to take care of our ambulance service.
Yep.
We need to take care of our guys at city that driving the garbage trucks. I don't know when I've seen a new garbage truck in town. It's been a long time. But
Yes, let's talk about that for a second. You were
They-
saying that the county has,
The county has, to me, better garbage trucks than the city, okay? I had to stop a guy one day coming through my neighborhood, residential neighborhood, driving a truck like he was going to a fire. I was like, wait a minute, we can't be doing that. That's taking the wear and tear. But Athens needs to buy new garbage trucks. We need to buy other new stuff. It's just, put parks and stuff aside. Let's get our equipment where these guys will have.
Exactly.
Get the equipment the guys need. Whether it's fire department, police, ambulance, electric department, the city trucks, take care of you guys.
Yeah.
You got to take care of them.
Well, we want to retain our employees,
Yes.
because as fast as we're growing, from what the research that I've done, our first responders are not adequately paid.
No.
So they come here, they get trained, and like you said, some have went to Fayetteville, some go to Huntsville, Decatur,
Yep.
Florence, and they're like, I'll drive the distance because I'm getting a significantly higher pay. And we need to invest in those people. We want them to stay here.
You get somebody to go to the city of Huntsville or city of Madison, and you see they got better looking trucks, they got better equipment, and then you come to Athens. Okay, we're the largest cities growing in Alabama.
Yep.
We got to keep up with this growth. We got to keep up. These fire trucks are not going to last forever. If we have a major building, just like my dad and him had the Ross Hotel, you gotta have some type of equipment. If you have a fire truck and you leave that fire station, get down the road just a little bit, and it quits on you, then what we're gonna do?
Exactly.
We're gonna be in a mess.
Absolutely. Well, Scott, thank you for
Sure.
joining us
I
today.
enjoyed it.
And
Sure.
it's good to hear perspective of somebody that's lived here their entire life,
Yeah.
that kind of sees some of the same issues as we see, that we're on the same page.
Well, and
That
sees the evolution
Yeah.
of this super, super small town when there's like 10,000 people to now 30 plus thousand. And you can appreciate the growth.
72, I remember growing up, 72 and 65 was a stop sign. Wasn't even a red light, wasn't even a red light there. Now we got red lights everywhere.
And you
But,
love all the growth, but
Yes.
it's like, let's take care of the infrastructure and let's.
Or
take
as
care
I
of the
call it,
people.
measured growth, not
Yeah.
just growth for growth's sake. We need to know what we're getting into, and we need to know where every penny is going.
And let's let the
So-
people reap the benefits of
Absolutely.
this wonderful growth that we've had. So,
So-
thanks so much for,
Yep. No
for
problem.
coming on. And until next time, guys.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Limestone Lowdown, where we break down the issues, keep you informed, and give you facts straight from the source. Remember, your voice matters, your vote counts, and your community thrives when we stay engaged. Stay tuned, stay informed, and stay involved. Until next time, keep questioning, keep advocating, and keep shaping the future of the Limestone area. We'll see you on the next Limestone Lowdown.